What is up, all you gamers? It is DJ here, and I'm bringing you this review of the new video game, Game of Thrones. If any of you are unfamiliar with the TV show it's based on HBO, it is really awesome and you should check it out. It's in its second season right now, and it is really kicking up and getting full of suspense and action. It's a mythological time, you know, swords, dragons, stuff like that. Like I said, if you haven't seen it before, you should really check it out. It's really good writing. That's what I like the most about it. What really stands out, the story is in-depth, and this game coincides with the story pretty well. And if you like the show, you'll probably like this. One thing I'll recommend right now is it's very, very story based. I mean, for every action scene, there's probably 3 times as much story and movie based gaming. Anyway, right there, what I missed to tell you was you choose your difficulty. There's Squire, Knight, and Lord. And Squire's the lowest, Lord's the highest. I recommend for anyone that's unfamiliar with these types of games to go with Squire, because I put it on Lord right away and just had to turn it down, and I did most of the game on Squire. I turned it up at times when I got powerful, and it was still somewhat difficult, but I was never able to meet Lord. Anyway, you come in here and you select what style you want for your guy, Moors. You will do this twice, but the first guy you do right away. And personally, I chose this here, the Frenzy Stance, Magnar, because I wanted the 2 weapons. I didn't want a shield and a sword, and I didn't want a 2-headed sword. I wanted to flail around like a maniac with 2 swords, or 2 weapons, axes, and knives, like it was shown there. And so you can choose from whatever style you want to do. Here you put points in your attributes, your different attributes. You can either even yourself out, or you can go all hybrid and make a specialty character and take points away and fill them all the way up on 1. When you first start, you can only go to 10. I'm not positive if you can go up past that. I do believe you can go up more, because you get a couple points as you level throughout the game. Here you also put points in your stance and what abilities you will be able to use with your swords and such. With Frenzy, you know, you only get a couple right at first, so you only get to choose from 2 different abilities, and then you go from there. But they build up over time. Like I said, when you level, you get points to spend in all these places. That was your other abilities. Right here is your traits. You know, there's positives and negatives, so you get to choose through which ones. If you read to the right there, they all have different meanings and whatnot, and you just sort of build a character, flaws and advantages. And then so yeah, right as you start, you get like any game, it tells you sort of how to play the game, and it throws you right into learning how to do battling. This is actually something new to me, this type of battling. I've never really played in a game before, I think once, but this is what probably turns a lot of people off to this, and I wasn't too thrilled, I'll admit, at first, but as I got into the game, I really started enjoying it, especially as you come up against more opponents and whatnot, and you have to get more strategic. And as you go, you also command other characters, so you'll be able to switch between different guys, and you got to do things properly, especially if you're not playing on Squire. You notch it up at all, you have to do things very, very strategically, you know, stun people, bleed them and such at the right times. So yeah, like I said, it's very story based, and here's a bit of more higher end action. And like I said, as you level up, you get a lot more abilities, and this is an instance here where, like, I have these other people's I command. I only command me and another guy, that one there, and the others are just kind of helping flailing their swords. But so like I said, you can strategically place different moves and abilities on certain guys at certain points, and like here we take out the weak guy, and then I have them all focus on the big bad guy. This is a kind of a boss sort of near the end, but he wasn't too tough. Anyway, like I said, this is a different style of combat that you don't see in many games, really not many at all. So a lot of people are going to be turned off at this at first, but I played it for a day and I was like, oh, I don't really care for that. This is different. I don't like it. But as I got deeper into the story, I found myself wanting to game on it more and more until I beat it. So you know, if you don't like it at first, I recommend giving it a shot. If you don't, if you know you're not going to just, you know, toss it out, who cares? But like I said, a lot of stories and a lot of loot picking up here. And if you notice there, it's kind of like WoW, where green items are kind of just basic, and purples are epic, I guess. So they're you know, like this mace here hits for 55, and that's pretty high in this game. I think I seen something that was just barely above that. But I never really used maces because, yeah, you have different types of weapons even. You have the slicing, the perforating, and the blunt, you know. So, one thing in this game is they go up against other armors well, like the maces, the blunts, they go up against heavy armor better. The slicing goes against leather better, and then the perforating goes against like chainmail better, and perforating's like you know, stabbable things like daggers or spears, and then the slicing's like axes and swords. So like I said, as you level up, you'll be able to spend more and more points on different skills, unlocking other abilities, you know, like stunning people, tripping them, or group attacks, like where if you swing a sword, you hit 3 or 4 people all at once, and then rallying the crowd and stuff like that. So they all have explanations on the side and what boosts them and what gives, what it helps out with, and then how many points. Like for these abilities here on your stance, it's only 1, but if you go as you level up, I think it was around the level 7, you get the ability to either change stances or really boost the class or stance that you have already, and I chose in each one to boost the stance that I had, so you got extra abilities and traits. But what I was getting at is that they take extra points to get to unlock the abilities in there, as like the master abilities. You never do get to change your traits or get better or worse ones, so that always stays the same, but all those points you get to spend in other things. So anyway, yeah, like I said, it's very story based. There's some side missions like this one where you can choose to do them or not do them. Throughout the game you have this thing down here where you open the dialogue and you can make choices. Say you want to help these people or you don't, and sometimes that changes what's going to happen to you or how people around what town likes you, or you know, I don't know. There's lots of different instances. It changes the game. Like, you know, I did one where I answered one way and it just ended the game because the queen assassinated or killed me because she thought I was an assassin. So it's like you really got to pay attention to what choices you make, because sometimes it can hurt you, sometimes it can help you, sometimes it really doesn't matter. But sometimes it does. Like I said, it game overed me. And so, like I said, just decide wisely. Sometimes you want to keep it neutral. Sometimes you know, I guess in lots of role-playing games, you can choose to be an asshole, you can choose to be a really good guy. So that's one cool thing about this, but what's even better is the outcomes change. So here's a couple special abilities as we're gearing down to the end of this review. Is each of these guys, because that's something I didn't touch on. You control 2 main characters, not in the show but in the books or whatever, and they both have special abilities. The flames there, what it does is opens up secret passageways or whatever. It just allows you to see things that you wouldn't normally see, either loot or secret passages. And this guy, he controls this dog. So what you can do with the dog is run around and either kill people, or what else you'll see in a second is he follows scents. So you can either follow the scent of people, or say a guy carrying something that had a scent, a perfume, or, well, you know, the ladies usually have the perfume. So yeah, that's what you do with the dog. You can kill and follow scents. There's the scent, and then you can alert Moors, I believe he's the one that controls them, to go there, or, you know, it's just kind of an easy way to go around incognito, or just you know, like the scent thing. No one else sees that. So that's the gist of this game. I'm gonna leave a little battling here at the end just while I finish blabbling. But anyway, it's a pretty cool game. At first, like I said, I didn't really care for the weird different type of fighting, because what I thought at first is like they should just assign all these abilities to buttons. But once I got into it, I noticed that there were far more abilities than there were buttons. So I kind of get it, and I kept wanting to play it more and more until I beat it. And I'll tell you what, the story is in depth. It goes right alongside the first season of Game of Thrones. You know, it was really cool. I did enjoy the fact that I stuck it out and played it all the way through. And what I'm going to do right now, actually, while I'm rendering this, is kind of I have a few save spots, and I'm going to go back and try to do the end a little differently, because I noticed there was a spot where the story would obviously change if I made a different decision. And I'm not going to ruin too many surprises. Well, I'm not going to ruin anything for you, but let's just say the 2 guys that you control, they played large roles in this story, and it's crazy what comes about between them and the story and everything. It's really in depth and really cool. So I recommend giving it a shot. And yeah, Game of Thrones, awesome. And also watch the show, because it is amazing. It's on every Sunday on HBO. Check that out. It's like on episode 7, so I'm waiting on episode 8. Really cool. And on another note, as this ends, let me know what you guys want to see more of reviews. What I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring out different reviews of different games as they come out. Like, I think the next one I'm going to do is Max Payne 3. Really awesome. I'm looking forward to playing that, because I love well, I didn't really love them, but I thought they were the better part of those types of games. The first 2 Max Paynes, like, they resemble Kane and Lynch and a couple others, and I thought it was the better one of those, you know, with the slow-mo cop shooting stuff. So like I said, that one's coming out next probably. Let me know if there's any games that you guys actually want to see me review. This has been Deej, and this is Game of Thrones, and stay gaming.